295. Hello, everyone. Welcome to join Zuzalu Software Townhall. I'm Kelly, and sorry, I will switch on this. So, Zuzalu Software Townhall is a monthly gathering hosted by Zuzalu.city for zoo builders to come together to share updates on their projects. So, it's an excellent opportunity to showcase new features, discuss challenges, and receive valuable feedback from the community. And everyone is invited. So long as the town hall is not finished, you can add your slide to share your updates to the whole set. And whether you are a developer or a villager or simply curious about the latest in the Zuzalu software innovation, join us to stay connected and contribute to the collective growth of Zuzalu software ecosystem. So without further ado, let's start our presentation today. So first, we have a really big news to share to you. And now, welcome, Kathy. Could you share some updates about the most exciting plan for ZuBuilder Guild?
Sure. So ZuBuilder Guild is a thing that we're currently designing, which is a collective funding mechanism that reward contributors based on their long-term ongoing impact and participation in Zuzalu software ecosystem. And currently we're designing the first pilot. And in the first pilot, we included three categories in the membership. The first category is infrastructure contributor, who are the contributors responsible for developing and maintaining the core infrastructure of Zuzalu.city. For example, the global explorer, including the dApp store and the event discoveries, and also the contributors who are handling research, integrations, and also the new feature development that supports the ecosystem's growth. The second category here is the dApp and toolkit contributors. Those are the builders and contributors from the community who focus on developing the 5 key modules and the features that we've identified in our documentation. So those contributors are also playing a crucial role in expanding the functionality and offerings within the Zuzalu software ecosystem. Another important group that we think should also be eligible, including the membership group, is community testers. So those are the creator of space within Zuzalu.city. So they help us test, validate, and refine the tools and features developed by both the infrastructure contributors and also those dApp contributors from the community. So in order to ensure that we meet the needs of the community and also remain aligned with Zuzalu's vision, at the same time, we're also designing the structured eligibility framework, which is to ensure we have a rational funding allocation and also align with our ZuBuilder Guild principle to have the reward for the long-term contributions, and to support those contributions to have a sustainability in our ecosystem. And at the same time that we are also exploring some more funding distribution mechanism in the space. For example, we came across deep funding recently, and I suggest that everyone here, if you are interested in the public goods funding allocation, you can also take a look at their design, which I think very interesting. So deep funding is also a funding distribution algorithm that based on the value and the quality of the contributions. So we're still researching on it, and we're looking to have more ideas or inspirations from it, and even in the future iterations that we can have an integration with it. For our next step, we are still finalizing the documentation with more detailed information of what I just introduced about like membership and also the LGBT framework and also the technical architecture of the DAO we're going to set for the ZuBuilder Guild. So we are still finalizing it and we'll publish soon. And also we are going to open our membership application very soon. So if you are interested in the ZuBuilder Guild or you think that you are eligible to be a member of this guild, you can join our ZuBuilder Guild space in Element in Matrix for latest information. Also, since it's our first pilot, which means that it's still an experiment for the framework I just introduced here. So if you have any ideas or you think of any other contributions that should be you think that should be eligible to be added to the framework, also feel free to discuss with us in the space, in the element space, or reach out to me directly. And another thing to expect is our next planned funding source that we're going to, or we plan to participate in the Octant Epoch 8, which I think will happen, next month in March. So, and also we're aiming to publish and also set the ZuBuilder Guild DAO before that time. So stay tuned for more excited information and details, and we will have more for you, and keep your contributions here. Thank you.
Thank you, Kathy. Does anybody have any questions or ideas for ZuBuilder Guild? Okay, so if you're interested, scan the QR code or contact Kathy directly for more updates. Okay, and next, Reno, could you share some updates about Zuzalu.city?
Yes. Hello, everyone. I'm Reno, and thank you, Kelly. So I'm going to share some quick updates of ZuZalu.city. In the past few weeks, we are working mostly on the integration and implementation part. We have firstly our dApps Explorer V01 is live, and this should be a discovery page for all tools for communities, events, and more. And teams can list their apps by themselves and discover it by communities and all users. I have a little demo like this video here to play. Okay, we can see it now.
Hello guys, this is Reno. We are excited to announce that our dApps module V01 is live. You can now list your applications on the city and be part of our growing ecosystem. And this is just the beginning. We will continue improving and expanding this module with more features and enhancements. Stay tuned for updates. With a limited time, I'm going to do a quick demo of how to list your apps on ZuZalu.city. First, you need to connect your account.
Yeah, it's simply a form that you need to input your app's name, description, your dev team, and the links to the repo if it's open source, and the link to the app, to the page, to the documentation if you have, and all this information could be modified later. So don't worry if you want to you have something hanging there and you want to modify them later. Yeah, maybe you could speed that up, Kelly.
Okay, cool.
And
Okay.
projects can already go into that page to list your apps, and this will be a very good chance for all of us to discover which apps is live. Like, as you can see here, we can choose if like the dev status of this app. It could be in dev, it could be live, it could be discontinued, and if it's open source, you could give the GitHub link and or the apps link, website, and documentation. Yeah, that's basically it. Okay, Kelly, could you off this video?
Sure. Okay, I will. It's kind of
okay. Thank you. And what we are also in progress is the integrating iframes into communities and events. So to seamlessly access EVM compatible dApps, every dApps, if you are EVM compatible, we are going to provide iframe for you for like as our first plan, so that your app will be used for communities and events. And secondly, what we are working in progress is the ceramic-based SDK implementation, so that apps that based on ceramic could integrate themselves without merge into our code base. And we have more exciting new integrations coming soon. We will keep you updated. The second big point that I want to share is about data security enhancement. So we have done a lot of things to strengthen data ownership and to keep all the data on Web3. So like with the infrastructure we choose, all the data are decentralized, and only the user, like only the creator, could edit their data, and that's super important for us. But while keeping this Web3 advantage, we also want to continuously provide good user experience for users, especially when they are in events. So we have set up some new strategies to boost reliability and security. First, we have our daily node snapshots, which will, take snapshot every day, and then data will not be lost. Secondly, we have weekly backup of our node. We have also another secondary node backup configuration, which is in progress. And last one, node currently undergoing system upgrade. We are set up all these strategies, and the node will be back in normal in like 3 or 4 days. And I think that's all for me. Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you, Reno. Thanks for your effort to secure our data. I know you've been working day and night. Thank you. And next, Veronica, could you share some updates and more details about the upcoming hackathon?
Yeah, sure. This is an exciting time. We have in 1 week our no cap all dApps hackathon. That's during ETHDenver. We have tech partners providing stack and bounties from Recall Network, Taco, Gardens Fund. We just shared about these on X yesterday or the day before. You can also see the event description to hear more about those bounties and those projects. There will be an all-you-can-eat taco hackers for lunch. Afterwards, we will go to the ReZu for more socialization and networking, since during our time in this space, we'll want to be hacking. But we are starting the day with also an exciting moment. Do you mind switching to the next slide, Kelly, please? Yeah, so we're starting the day with a fun meetup or gathering of a lot of representatives from permanent hubs, crypto hubs, Zuzalu permanent nodes from 4Cs, Thailand, Arc Austin, USA, Crecimiento Argentino, Edge Esmeralda, USA, Frontier Tower, USA, Infinita, Honduras, Viva City, USA, Zanzibar, Zanzibar, Switzerland, ZuGrama, India. Most are going to be there in person. There's going to be some that are joining virtually, but really excited to have everybody together to start the day. It's going to be, we'll figure out, depending on how many are ultimately there, everyone will have some time, lightning talk to share about their project and permanent needs. What would decentralized, what would tooling actually be helpful for? And then we'll have a Q&A so hackers can also pick the minds of people that are working in the space and have needs that ideally we can build for. We'll also then release this day for everyone that's there in person, as well as if you RSVP virtually, then our list of desired dApps and problem statements that we've collected by talking with representatives from all of these hubs and from the Zuzalu.city, all our ideas too of follow this list. You can follow signals from the conversations with the permanent reps, or maybe you have a better idea of something that needs to be built. That's also fine. And then at the end of the day on Thursday, there will be already demos that we understand, you're maybe limited in what you can build in a few hours. So it's okay if it's a bit more of like an ideathon presentation. If you can do a prototype or demo something that you've done with any of the tech provided, or give us a POC idea of your idea, then that can be helpful. But we'll ultimately try to be evaluating based off of what are the ideas and what do we think really has promise, and then a percentage of the prize, similar to the Zuzalu Montenegro hackathon and ZuConnect hackathons. If you'll win a percentage immediately, and then the next percentage after you ship or provide what you say that you'll deliver in the following month, because we'll have our final demo day at the March Software Townhall, which will be held hybrid, like we did last month at ZuGrama. Next month it'll be at Crecimiento at Aleph Hub, where we'll invite virtual attendees as well as have local attendees to, similarly to most months, have project updates, and then we'll have final demos. So if you win a prize next Thursday, you'll say what you will be doing for the following month, and then you'll get the rest of the prize once you actually provide that. If you can't, so the rules at this point, we still have a week, so definitely still open to discussing it. But as we're imagining is that you do need to have at least to be eligible for the IRL prizes next week. However, you can still submit your dApp and demo by March for separate prizes or for a portion of the prize that is just for people that are participating virtually. So that way we can both recognize, come and hack with us IRL and talk live with the permanent hubs. But if you can't make it, we also want to encourage you to build these tools. This will also, once you're in the dApp store, and as our framework for the guild is finalized separately from joining the hackathon, this is also a great way for you to already get involved as a ZuBuilder and be building tools that are needed for these permanent hubs. So this can be a way for you to join, even if you can't make it in person to either or both of these. So that's a lot on the hackathon. Starting next week, hope to see you there in person. RSVP even if you can't make it, just so you can stay up to date with how you can get involved virtually. And I'm really excited to see a lot of you in person for this. And I have a couple more announcements about ETHDenver, if Kelly, you don't mind jumping to the next one, please. So HIT Protocol, who also is opening up their space for us for this networking in the evening after the hackathon next week, they also have opened up their co-working space, which they're calling ReZu Co-working Hub, and they invited us to use the space for collaboration, networking, socializing. If you look at the Luma events already planned for the week, I think they're also still sorting out their schedule, but ultimately when I spoke with them yesterday, they want to invite us to just populate the space and use it as we'd like. So there you can see that information there, 1576 Sherman Street. And we haven't finalized the timing yet, but word on the street. We're discussing having next Friday have both like governance discussions, like what is the future, what is the future of Zuzalu, what are permanent hubs, all of these things, not to potentially have or maybe intentionally to have some hot debates, because I think we all can remember, especially from Istanbul, like how intense these discussions can get, but we're a year and a half later, so it could be fun, especially with having so many different representatives from different projects together to discuss. And of course, karaoke. It's not Zuzalu without karaoke. Xenophone, what's up? Is this about this?
The property, yeah, it is. It's about the property specifically. Yeah. The town hall for the main Zuzalu town hall, there's been a branch discussion happening with Lawrence. We're looking for a venue. Perhaps this could be a good venue for us to do that. Let's chat afterwards.
Yeah, definitely. So not only do they have some amount of programming, they want us using the space, they also want to offer the space for us to host things too. So definitely feel free to reach out to me afterwards, and that's true for anybody. If you have an idea, if you've been looking for a venue for something, we have a great provides for Zuzalu. And then next slide, please. So then they also are organizing the day before the hackathon, so next Wednesday, February 26th, a summit at the Denver Art Museum. So it's not at their co-working space, but it's also hosted by Hit Protocol with panels all day. It's a really fantastic lineup. I recommend checking the description. There's, governance with Scott Moore. There's lunch with Aubrey de Grey. There's a panel on like network societies, pop-ups with a lot of us as well. So I think it'll be a good time. Definitely recommend. I didn't put this on the slide yet, but I'll also note that and look out. We'll probably share this on socials and put this wherever once it's finalized. But I'm also chatting later today with someone from Orasai who also has a co-working hub or a space. They have some events like a public goods. I'll actually throw the link for the public goods event already. And they'd also discussed about offering maybe their hub as a place for Zuzalu folks to gather, maybe even organize. So I don't have the final details on that yet. I will share with everybody once I do, but I will already share here this Oraverse DeSci public goods event, which is during the day on Friday. Which has Devansh on deep funding, Punkar on how to DAO, so some folks also in the ecosystem. So other stuff. So I guess I'll keep blasting all these things on X. I'm already in Colorado. It's freezing, but I'm warmed to know that everyone is coming soon. Experience crazy Denver and side events together. That's it for me. Looking forward to seeing you guys. Thanks, Kelly.
Thank you, Veronica, for a bunch of exciting updates. Does anybody have any questions, ideas for the updates, for Hackathon or for the events? Okay, so if you are interested or if you have any suggestions or ideas, just join our element space work. Directly contact Veronica. And next, ZuBazaar.
Yeah. Hey.
Okay. Ari.
I'll take it away. So everyone, I am currently doing a research fellowship at the Ethereum Foundation, where I'm studying the potential for peer-to-peer marketplaces enabled by Ethereum. And I was thinking that the kind of crypto node pop-up ecosystem, Zuzalu, would be a great kind of testing ground for this kind of idea where you basically use programmable cryptography, right? Like ZK, smart contracts, escrows, different kinds of things to enable people to do commerce with one another, to share their skills and talents, services to other people. And basically the idea is that people getting together in these places have so much to offer to each other, but it's not necessarily getting surfaced, right? So a lot of the focus so far, rightly so, has been kind of social networks and events. And I think I see kind of services and commerce as another layer that we could experiment with integrating. And so I've talked to several people here already about this, about how we can kind of prototype and explore how to build this kind of into the software stack that's already developing with CommunityOS and kind of the other updates that were given today. And so, yeah, this is kind of an open call for collaboration. This is right now a research project, and the idea is to come up with a pilot design that could be basically run in one of the in some of the zoo kind of events going on this year. So the ones that Veronica were showing, like I think maybe Switzerland's an interesting one coming up and gives us enough time. But yeah, basically I just wanted to see who here is interested. Yeah, I see a hand.
Oh, I see someone raised hand.
Casey, I think.
Casey?
Yep.
Okay.
Did you want to give a clap or do you want to raise your hand? Maybe it was a clap.
Maybe it's a clap. Thanks, Casey. So if yeah,
and I can answer any questions if any of that was vague, or give examples and whatnot. But yeah, open to any questions.
It's not a question, but I'll just say, I think Switzerland there's plenty of time. Oh, it was meant to be a clap. Thanks, Casey. Plenty of time to think of something that could be experimented during it, for sure. I think Yuna's on the call or someone, but with my Switzerland hat, already want to express, yes, let's do it.
It's amazing.
Sorry, yes, let's do it.
So echoes everywhere. We are so excited to hear this, right?
Actually, I think even a friend of mine might be interested. I will tell him. I think it's a dev from 0xPoc. He talked about some like pairing algorithm very similar to what you think, and from ZuConnect. Maybe I see if he's interested. Maybe.
That'd be great. Yeah, I talked to some people at PSC and Cursive, but not yet to the 0xPoc folks. So I just left my Telegram/X handle in the chat. So if anyone wants to reach out directly, any of that works. Thanks.
Okay. Thanks, Ori. So if anyone has any questions or ideas, just contact Ori. The contact is at the right corner. So next, ZuCasa.
That's me. Hi.
Okay, cool. Hi.
Hi, everyone. Xenophon here. My camera is not working, unfortunately. Very happy to be here. We said that earlier in the year, but we basically launched already. The code for the product is here. You can press play if you want to. This is a quick demo of how you can basically issue a token that represents a booking for a hotel or for a villa. This allows for a lot of DCOM applications, actually. This is why I put this right after Ori. We and Ori have been talking about this, and we've been issuing. I've been talking about why issuing these things makes sense for us. It's because if we are able to create a tokenized accommodation mechanism, and we can create a regenerative economic system around it, that means we can basically so this is one of the 3 demos I've posted out of the total of 6. This shows how you can create an account using MetaMask or Google. It shows how you can start listing a property. There is a pretty big questionnaire around this. You can list as an individual. You can list as a DAO. You can list basically. I'm trying to do this so that the UX of it is much better. That's my biggest concern at the moment. As a utility, it works. You can create a secondary market, which is the 3rd demo. The 2nd and 3rd demo that you'll see in this list. You can issue property on chain of any other mechanism. You can exchange these bookings. I wanted to showcase this because I'm coming to the hackathon and I'm looking for a front-end developer. Someone that can help take the code that we built for this, which should have been already launched on base, but everything you see here is on the base testnet, so everything has already been working. So basically what I'm looking for is for someone to help us with the UX UI, because this looks a bit too Web 2 for me. And I think you all might agree. I think we can make it look so much cooler. That's my main objective here. You see there's a couple of other things that you can do. You can skip forward if you want to, if you wish. So you can have a bunch of things here. You can put everything, you put a map and pictures. And ultimately, why are we doing this? We're doing this because if you can create on-chain reservations or bookings, you can create a secondary market. Why do that? Because you can use basically your expenses are as on-chain assets until maturity, which is when you enter the property. It allows for the DeFi to use this as collateral moving forward, and it allows you to lend on the expenses that you have until you go and enter the property. It is the utilization of Web3 in a very clear way compared to Web2. That's why Ori and I were talking about a couple of weeks ago. I'm very much looking forward to seeing you all in Denver. I'm ready to freeze my butt off to be there. I think it's going to be a good time. And if anybody wants to help us with UX, UI, and integrations, because I very much want to integrate with a couple of people here, like Social Layer and ZuPass, you can reach out to me on my Telegram, which is my first name. Yeah, we can end the demo. There's more. Check it out, guys. There's like a few other things you can see here, like purchasing a property and then relisting it once you purchased it, and then somebody else paying it right now and buying it from you. You can even have like percentages. Some of these percentages we might decide to put some of the percentages for an actual treasury for the Zuzalu ecosystem, which I think is quite interesting. So that's it from me, guys. You can skip for this is the relisting the booking, and then there is a third demo, which is purchasing the relisted booking that you can see in the previous demo. So that's it from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Xenophon. So if anybody is interested, please contact. So do not forget to put your contact on this slide. So if people are interested, they cannot find you.
Fair.
Okay,
I'm doing
next.
that right now.
Okay, thank you. So Suma.
Hi everyone, this is
Hello.
Pascal. Pleasure to be here. Yeah, I'm one of the people behind ZuBuilder and ZuGarden, and organizing the events. We realized that doing all of it in a Telegram group gets really messy fast. So I think a lot of people here, have seen it as well. Might be able to relate. And so what we did is to build a Telegram bot basically that summarizes everything that goes on in the group. So you can see on the left, the idea is to go from a lot of notifications to a short summary. The summary can either be, you can give it a prompt, you just say some, and then it summarizes the last day. You can specify also how much time you want to summarize. And then what I think is especially interesting for organizing events, you can have a scheduled summary where you schedule as a group admin a time and which weekdays you want to have. So you can say, hey, for example, I create a dedicated channel, daily summaries, and then it summarizes every day or every 3 days. So people can stay in the loop, and if they don't have time to read everything, they still know what's going on and get the most important things. Then also, if you want to not do the summary in the bigger group, you can have a private summary. So basically, you message the bot directly via DM, and then you can get a summary of the groups that you're in. So the idea, there is to keep the groups organized, to have a lot of conversation there, but at the same time for people that are just listening in or to want to get a short summary, to build a good way to stay on top of everything. That's the brief intro to the bot. We just built it, released it in the very first version. So feel free to try it out. Just either use the link from Chris that he just shared, or just find it on Telegram, and then feel free to add it to groups. Feel free to share it. Since it's early beta, it would be nice if we don't share it publicly yet, but feel free to share it with friends and so on. We're just working on it, testing it, and if you have feedback, super happy to be here anytime. I'll also take questions.
Thank you, Pascal. Does anyone have any questions or ideas about the CubeBot? So if you're interested, just contact Pascal. The contact
QJ has a question. It's happening in the chat, I guess.
Okay.
Could you ask any other chat
Yeah,
space
guys.
integration plan? Chris responds, yeah, I can narrate it or we can
Thanks. No, because I mean, we've been knowing ZuBuilder for quite some time, and the community is known for having strong privacy focus, and you know, being very much into having the events really restricted, the data restricted to participants and everything, which is very aligned with what we are trying here. It's tough. And slower than other applications, so I guess we share that sentiment. And then, so I'm wondering, I understand with Telegram, this is the biggest reach, you know, with everybody who got into the space and gets interested. So just wondering whether there are other plans with other chat spaces, you know, like with also decentralized chats and all that. And whether there's like challenges in terms of really technically being the bot inside.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good point. Yeah, I think definitely we want to expand to other channels as well and other chat formats. And we just saw that Telegram was used for a majority of the organization, and also from a tech side, the API is pretty good from developing it. Definitely plan is also to expand to other chat formats.
And also curious to hear like which chat apps are you using for your events, and where's like the most user need, and then we can also adapt to that. So if you have any platforms you're using a lot, just let us know. That would be interesting to hear.
Status and Matrix.
Oh,
I feel like
nice.
in terms of user needs, like most users don't have other needs. Like it's really hard to really push more niche projects that we find a lot of values from, but the values in, but to push the community. But also, as I think Veronica recently shared the 10 lessons with the Zuzalu movement on X as well. It is such a great opportunity if we don't really take advantage of it. If we have like Web3 community, people are into privacy and cypherpunks, and if we don't get that opportunity to push something that is otherwise not going to be adopted, it feels like really a waste when people are open to it. So it would be great, like maybe by the time with I don't know what Switzerland or the next event in probably Crescimento or any other communities in the very near future will be willing to try these things, because it's possible that Veronica tried during Zoo Village Georgia to encourage everyone to status, and status, even though evolved a lot over the years and it's much more stable, you really get the event invitation before the event now. But if your contact is on status, but in terms of the community functions, it's still very challenging to be very encrypted, and it's very ambitious to be going completely serverless. So I also completely understand we're starting with somewhere we could really reach people, but just very good to hear if there are plans for next. I think we will be staying on Element for a while until we find much better tools that are really on Ethereum stacks and Ethereum ecosystem. At the moment, it will be Element, so that will be very, very helpful, because really conversations and knowledge gets lost very easily. Like I told you like many days ago here, but what are the highlights and what is the key point? It's so difficult to navigate. So thanks very, very much that you guys picked up this need in terms of community narrative, right? Like how things came into decision making and in the end result in what it really all comes down to whether people can follow it from the very beginning if they enter later. Thanks.
Thanks a lot for the input. Where are you using Element? Which community is that where Element is used?
ZuBuilder, so you guys should get in as well.
Okay.
Yeah, this will be where we will start, as Kathy was introducing, to put the first batch of the ZuBuilder members together. I mean, obviously, we all share the sentiment that we are all pushing software to be more used together with different focuses, and then this is an entire movement. So everybody should be benefiting from the ecosystem growing bigger. So that's why the ZuBuilder Guild. And then if you, I think Veronica already shared, so there are the specifics to the ZuBuilder that involves everyone here, and then the general discussions about other things that you could find people there. I'm sure. I think Lemonade, for example, Casey's communities is also on Element, so it does capture, I would say, the right folks in a sense with Element.
Okay, thanks.
I know at least some teams from EF are also using Element. And I see, like, I'm hearing a number of different projects that are using Element. You can also run your own Matrix server in theory. I think, Casey, we had bounced around ideas of like, what if ceramic Matrix? We haven't done anything like along those lines yet. But I would say Element's probably a good place to start as well. And maybe Status eventually. They do have a Discord bridge bot now, so if you do something that works with Discord, then that was what, when we were starting to explore Status for Georgia last year, we thought about maybe having some Discord bot that uses their Discord bridge bot and goes into Status or so. But ultimately, even ZuVillage Georgia moved to Matrix via Element last year as well.
Okay, thanks for sharing. And the invite link are dropped in the chat box for Zuzalu Software and ZuBuilders. So time is limited. Let's jump to the next. So social layer, Jan, I see Jan join the call. Jan, could you share some updates? Hello.
Hi. I also want to add that I'm also very interested about Matrix protocol and activity pub. And actually, I'm doing a lot of research on decentralized storage and communication and interoperability between the apps and protocols. So I'm also very excited about Matrix and others. Yeah. But for the let's come back to the slide. For social layer, we are actually spending more than 2 months fully dedicated to rebuild our app from the inside. So the app is now we build a new code base for the app with enhancement on the user experience, speed, and reliability, which also allow us to iterate much more faster than before. Yeah. So now the app is on a beta.solar.day, but I will release it tomorrow because it's evening in the night. I don't want to make it in production and then there is some bug and I'm just sleeping. Yeah, but we actually spend a lot of time just build the app again to make it better. Yeah, and for the next, we will have many enhancement on the calendar and schedule management, and also I think we will focus on the interoperability with Zuzalu.city and Lemonade. And also, actually, I went to a conference on for the Fediverse with the activity pub people and the Matrix people, and had a lot of conversation. So I think I will share more about the tech stuff. Yeah, in the future.
Thanks, Jan. Does anyone? Oh, time is limited, so we'll jump to the next project. So don't forget to put your contact on the slide. So if people are interested, they can directly find you, and we can have some discussions. And next, the Korea blog, Zugrama.
Yes. Am I audible? Hi, this is Salman.
Okay. So could you share some updates?
Yes. So just 2 quick projects over here. First is just sending a quick link. Can I share my screen? Yeah.
Yes, if you're fast.
Yes. Okay. I'll just share a link. No, I won't share my screen. So first is a ZuGrama POAP collection that you're looking to the right, which is ZuGrama, like the pop-up village in India, just concluded last weekend, and we're all facing serious withdrawals of all the learnings, events, friendships, and comfort we experienced. If only there was a way to kind of go back in time and relive some of those memories. I would encourage you all to click on this link that I just shared and look at that. So there are like you'll find like POAPs that are like categorized across like various events, community events, sessions, and a lot of like initiative like the workout POAPs, and you'll also find like all these thematic elements of all of the ongoing things that are happening during ZuGrama. And if you click around, you'll also see all of the people that have engaged with these POAPs, have collected these POAPs, and you'll see like a leaderboard of activity of the ZuGrama's resident activity across the month. And and if you click more, you'll also find pictures from all across ZuGrama Zugrama that people have uploaded. So this is like one like little page, a capsule to kind of go back in time and enjoy the memories from Zugrama. So that's a project that I worked on, and last month at Zugrama, had a great time. I love it. All right, next one is the career block that you're looking at the right. Also, you can click on, I have like limited connectivity, so I'll not share my screen, but let me tell you the quick idea. So Zugrama has brought together, Zuzalu also has brought together like a concentration of diverse expertise in one place, like for a period of 6 months, which is like very unique. Like there are like scientists, there are like bioinformatician, developers, all types of people that are here. So I thought like I presented this idea to the community, which is to organize a little event at a school to like students from class 8, grade 8 to grade 11, to kind of introduce each, like bring like a set of people across different careers from Zugrama, and introduce like their jobs from a perspective of like what they do, like what is a job like, what is the industry like, and how can these students kind of get involved. So if you look at this link, you'll see like there was a bioinformatician, there was like a scientist, there was Burns, who was a lawyer, there was a policy expert, there's a marketing specialist, there's an AI entrepreneur. So it's like a really interesting experiment, and you'll also find like a picture over there, and it was like received really well. In fact, the school, it was held in Trivandrum International School, and they're like like a great feedback actually, even from the students, because it got the idea is to get them thinking that there are like a lot of opportunities that are out there in the world, and just kind of fuel that thought, put that like food for thought in their mind. But more importantly, this can be replicated anywhere. Like Zugrama, where else in the world is this kind of like setting happening? It turns out everywhere. All of the Zuzalus, every pop-up city. So over there, like you see the blueprint. I have written great blueprint. You can click on that. You'll be led to a GitHub page where you'll see all the templates the template that I've used to speak to the school, the template I've used to secure the speakers, and that the template I've used to create like an create like an artwork for the event and all of that. The idea behind the event, and I'll add to this blueprint, because now the first edition of the event is over. I find that there's like more ideas that have been that it's been improved. So the idea is to improve this blueprint, get more people to use it. So I would encourage Crescimiento, like all of the future pop-up cities, let's do more of this. It's a very it's an easy way to have like not only local impact on the future generations. All right. Also, just a quick one. I've taken the liberty to create a POAP for this call. I hope you all don't mind. I'll share it at the very end. All right.
Thank you. Thanks for the effort to compact so many information in such a short time. Thanks. So if anyone is interested in the project, please contact Solman directly. So next, Web3 Radio, who is going to present?
Oh, sorry, it's me, because Matteo is still at a conference of like real radio called Radio Today, and we just met. So this is an effort from Spaghetti's team, which was the first Italian East event, co-founder team. And they're into music, they're into media, and then content and truth-seeking. Very Zuzalu. And then the general gist is that they're creating this decentralized radio in order to make it a tooling that communities can put their own playlist. And if we can roll to the next slide, I just did it. I think he put 2. Yeah. So basically, you put your cover image, your kind of your own podcast where people can just go to it, and then it's like a crowdsourcing of the content. The storage I asked is basically everywhere. It can be Google, it can be IPFS, and they all support. And the funny thing is, of course, with media, then you can explore other things. They've thought about the idea of advertisement. So with Harvard text ad, it's a particularly good matching. But more interestingly, we could explore the Harvard text advertisement actually within the playlist, right? So this has never been tried in a sense that you're not just having the visual, but you're uploading and say this is the content that can go between the songs if a lot of people listening to it. They're still building, and they're telling it to the old radio folks, and they're all very excited to see that there's something that is revolutionized with decentralized tech stack. and they would like to be one of the tools in the community space, so you can have your own, vibe when people join your space and have discussions and such, that is curated by the community themselves, which is pretty fun. Apparently also the Ethereum Foundation team is very interested in having like Ethereum radio, so that there's compiled content that is on Ethereum, or I don't know, like Ethereum focused songs about unicorns, stuff like that. And so stay tuned, and then if you want to contact the team, it's ciao@spaghettieth.com.
Thanks. And next, Trust Protocol.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, pretty good.
Hello, I'm Nitin, presenting Trust Protocol. So if you look back, where trust started as a personal reputation in small communities, and where breaking the trust you need to face direct consequences. So with time being, the trust, when the communities got expanded, the trust is shifted into the institutions and governments, basically a central authority. Even blockchains try to solve these centralized problems, but still there is no trust primitive. I mean, there is no on-chain trust exists, right? On-chain trust does not exist. So the main problem is like, even right now, 200 plus millions are lost due to scams and rug pulls, because we never know who do rug pull and we never know his past history. At the end, if you see someone doing transaction, even if we do some rug pull or some scams, we can just see it as a transaction. We never know if it is scam or rug pull. So there is no such a metric where we can calculate its trust score, right? So also even right now, DeFi requires minimum 150 to 300% collateral in order to get loans. And if I ask you, like, whose token should I buy on pom.fun, or you decide, we never know his past history. So the solution we're coming with is trust bonds. So basically, just put your money where your mouth is, and the outcome of trust protocol, what we want to be is a store of trust and open source layer 0 for trust and the skin in the game model. So when I say trust bonds, basically you need to do stake on someone by saying I trust him. So whenever you say I stake on someone, it means they say we're just creating a bond with the opposite person. So it can be one way or two way. So whenever someone trusts on you, it means whenever someone creates a bond with you, it doesn't mean you need to create it back with you, right? So now, if you look into this diagram, where two users deposit their money by saying I trust two people, so then their trust bond is created. So where the total pool is 200%, so base yield. So whenever someone is creating a bond, it means staking. So we're using some external e-provider services. So whenever you're putting money into the bond, then directly we are just taking into some yield provider services, and you also earning yield eventually. So eventually, whenever you earn yield, you also get few reputation score back to your account, right? So basically, it simply means measuring your trust score with your peer-to-peer interactions. So we have three actions. One is break the bond, and one is withdraw, and third one is just continue. So first one, whenever you create a bond, you have a chance to break the bond or withdraw the bond. So by break the bond, what I mean is, whenever someone stake on you, now you both have access to that bond. When I say you have both access, it means you can break the bond or you can withdraw the bond. By breaking the bond, you are taking whole money. You're also taking the opposite money, including the yield. So if you break the bond, then it's kind of your malicious action. Now your reputation score will be slashed. You will get the whole amount, but still your reputation score will be slashed. So when I mean withdraw the bond, it simply means, let's say I trust you now, but eventually what if I lost trust on you due to some other actions? Now I can simply withdraw my bond. When I say withdraw the bond, it simply means I'm just withdrawing my amount with yield, where your reputation score doesn't changes much. This is the whole idea. So we presented this in previous tunnel as well. So we started this project at Zugrama. So the whole past 1 month, we also developed the MVP. Please check it out at alpha.trustprotocol.net. And we have two biggest barriers. One is in calculating the trust score. We are saying trust score, but on what basis we are calculating trust score? So right now we have multiple parameters like the total TVL and the opposite person's reputation score and your previous reputation score and etc. stuff. But still we couldn't able to figure out exact formulation to that. And apart of that, also one of the biggest barriers is the Sybil attack, Sybil resistance basically. So we would love your help and your considerations or your feedback on these two barriers. So please feel free to join our Telegram. I just given the links here. We also building it in open source. So yeah.
Okay.
I can see Casey here, so shout out to Casey for helping through this project. Yeah, please.
Do I have time to ask questions?
Yes, but
Moderator. Moderator.
Yes, but go.
I mean, okay. So I'm just gonna go. Nitin, I think because you had very limited time to present a very complicated mechanism, so what I ask might not be really with full understanding, and one smaller a clarification that I would like to hear is the incentive to put that bond, right? Like if you call, I mean, Xenophon is saying that it's not the best term, but I get it, it's a bonding. Like I'm trying to give you a bond, not financial term, but to prove that I trust you. But how do you incentivize people to engage in this kind of behavior where, you know, you're proving your trust with money, and then how do you define a break of the trust, right? Like at what moment, and who would be able to be there to say in a decentralized way? I hope that there is a malicious, you know, attempt at this trusting bond, and then or from a bigger like advocate from the devil's advocate perspective, if I would challenge you to see that if money is used to evaluate whether a project is more credible or a person is more credible, wouldn't that also make scam projects look very trustable if they are able to put funds in such a way? Do we have other parameters to look at trustworthiness?
Basically, whenever you're creating a bond with someone, literally you're betting on someone that I trust him and is a trustworthy in the network, right? So this is what in the skin in the game model. So if I talk about use cases, like where it can be used, I forgot to mention this. One of the two biggest use cases that we can see is one is the social graph and social graph event sponsorships and the under-collateralized loans. So basically, you know, we can also solve the under-collateralized loans problem where people can use these bonds to get a loan from somewhere. For example, let's say we both have a bond with 100 and 100 each, which is 200. So I put only 100. So let's say I want to take a loan of $150 from somewhere else. I just $150 or $200 from somewhere else. I just ask my partner's permission that, dude, I want to use our bond as a collateral. Then the third party over provides the yield, or sorry, over provides the lending or lending protocol, anything. Now I can just give the access of my bond to the protocol and I can take the loan. And yeah, so feel free to Telegram to discuss more. Happy to chat. Yeah.
Thank you. And time is limited. I think there's still one more. This is the Zuzalu Townhall Pro app created by Soulman. And
I'm going to share the screen.
So just let us know how to get it. Yeah. All right. So thank you.
Oh, sure. Just just scan the QR and add your ETH address. Done. That's it. Yep.
Thank you.
So could you add it to the whole slide?
It has no, actually, because it's updating QR.
It will be done right now in like.
So only people right now. Only chance. Do it now.
And nobody can mint it later.
Okay, we have
to prove you are here with us at this moment.
Yes.
So only people.
Exactly.
So 1 minute for scan the QR code. 1 minute.
I think like a few seconds should do. Another 10 seconds and we're good. Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you for the opportunity. So next time I'll present to you the collection of Zuzalu Software Townhall Pro apps. Because that would be the third.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So good.
It was cool, and at least a few of us, Simon tested that new GPS POAP thing at
Oh, you did.
Ethereum Zurich last a few weeks ago, whenever that was. Yeah.
Awesome. There's going to be one in there's one in Denver now too. If you're in Denver, just scan location on your POAP app and yep.
I'll see if it's already live.
Yeah. It is. It's just announced today.
So I think And
figure out
there
how.
is still one more project. AA Star Team is working on a blockchain game named Arcadia. It will be an open framework for every community to run their own game. ZuCasa is on testing for new contract on new verification algorithm. So if you're interested, contact Jason and next. So if you are interested in Zuzalu Software, interested in building Zuzalu Software, so scan the QR code and join our element. And thanks everyone. Let's wrap up the meeting. And thanks everyone for coming. Thanks for the effort building Zuzalu Software, building community tools together, and hope to see you in March.